All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here tonight to another edition of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. We are live at Road America for the Henry 180 here tonight at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. This is going to be an interesting run, to say the least. Qualified 6th, one of our best qualifying performances ever on the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode, at least for the Xfinity Series. Qualified in round 1 12th, barely snuck in by a couple tenths of a second into qualifying session number 2, and we jumped up the leaderboard to 6, knocking almost a minute off our time with the adjustment changes that I had made from round 1 to round 2. We're going to keep those same adjustments now for the race. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into this late night race. 45 laps at Road America of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream, and welcome everybody else on into the stream for this race. This should be a good one. Patrick, we want Road Course W and Timmy Hill, top 10. Briscoe, mechanical failure. We'll see if any one of those things, if not all of them, will come true. Almost forgot to close that. Harrison Burton will be starting on the pole here tonight. Tommy Joe Martins will be starting at the rear here in this one. The only driver that will have to drop to the back for the start of tonight's race. Back-to-back road courses on the schedule. We go to Watkins Glen tomorrow night, leading us into, in real life in NASCAR, road courses at 2 different tracks as well. Xfinity Series at Mid-Ohio tomorrow. I will be there, vlogging the trip, as well at Sonoma is where the Cup Series is taking place. I will not be there though. Green flags in the air. We're underway. Harrison Burton leads the field to the green. He's got Jeremy Clements on the front row with him. Schneider sends it into turn 1, 3 wide, and goes from 6th to 1st. What an unbelievable start. Daring move to go 3 wide like he did, and he was able to get there. They're still side by side for second between Burton and Clements now, down the longest straightaway of the racetrack. That could have been a much better start for this 99 crew. Only 10 laps in this opening stage as well. 10 laps in stage 1, 10 laps in stage 2, setting up for a 25-lap final stage. Jeremy Clements, by the way, was able to get around the pole sitter Burton for second place. Trevor Grimes, welcome to the stream. Holden Bowles, welcome to the stream too. My goodness. He's going to lead this opening lap. Should have got a little loose off the exit of that corner, maybe pushing it a tad too hard. This next kink, Jeremy Clements putting a lot of pressure on the 99. Clean air means so much in any race. These road course races, only that much more. See Briscoe already into the top 5. 4th place will be Justin Allgaier. Gap 24, welcome into the stream as well. OG Mara, welcome on in as well. Schneider's going to lead lap 1 off the final corner. Just over half a second now ahead of Jeremy Clements after lap 1. This track in NR. Schneider's got a lot of straightaway speed in this race car. He's really able to pull Clements. 95 on the engine power, 95 on the aero, and a 95 on the suspension coming into this race here tonight. Really going to matter how much of a draft Jeremy Clements is going to be able to get down these longer straightaways, and whether or not he's going to actually be able to get around Schneider, because these hard-braking hairpin corners, I mean, he's almost going to have to wait for Schneider to maybe make a mistake if Clements is going to make his way on around him. right now at least, that's not looking like the case. I will have to change my controller out at the end of stage 1, by the way. It just went to low battery right at the end of qualifying, and it just wrapped up a little bit ago. Remind me in the chat if I forget, so we don't have another issue, but I should remember. If I forget 9 laps, and might want to get my brain checked out. I have some serious issues going on internally. Keeping a nice gap right now. His only win on road course in the entire career mode was at Charlotte Roval last season in the playoffs. He led the most laps in that race, led every lap of the final stage, all 25 of them. En route to victory, and now he's got just over a 1 second lead at the line, completing lap 2. Welcome on into the stream as well. Now Harrison Burton qualified on the pole. We'll have to see if he gets into second. Maybe he'll put more pressure on Schneider versus what Jeremy Clements is able to do right now. Road course ace Austin Cindric as well, not even qualifying inside the top 3 rows. So he's kind of stuck back in traffic. If he gets track position, we'll have to keep an eye on him as well. Schneider did DNF in the first road course race this season at Mid-Ohio. One of only 2 DNFs this year. Last season at Road America, he finished 9th. Led some laps, including in the final 10, so he was in the contention for a win late. Just couldn't seal the deal. He's got a lot faster car this year than what he did last year. Yeah, you really just got to know the track to make the road course racing easier. I mean, anytime I go to a new circuit, I tend to struggle the first time or two. Because you really have to learn, okay, am I able to downshift to second or third here? And, you know, with the next-gen car coming out soon, I'm basically going to have to, all of us are going to have to relearn the shifts all back over again in these NASCAR games, because there'll be a 5th gear. Maybe you'll, you know, downshift to third when you downshift to second. Maybe you'll still downshift to second in certain areas, depending on the gearing you're using, so. Everything's going to be a new learning curve, and there will be more road courses to race on, so that'll be fun in the developing years. Clements still holding on strong. Harrison Burton's about a second behind Jeremy Clements right now. Top 5 hasn't changed since the completion of lap 1. For those of you wondering why the vlog didn't upload last night, I can't really tell you why. I've been having issues once again. Same issues I had a while back where whenever I try to upload off of any, you know, app or software program on my PC, it's just not uploading to YouTube for whatever reason, and I can transfer files, you know, or transfer the video to different files and try to upload it that way. It's not working. I tried to transfer it to my phone through Bluetooth, because that's the only way I could transfer it to my phone. There's no, with the Moto Z4 for whatever reason, it doesn't allow me to like strictly transfer like with the USB cord, so it's kind of weird. But it won't, it'll fail to transfer. So I have the video. It's edited, it's ready to go, it's just not uploading onto YouTube for whatever reason, and that's the whole reason why we stopped doing the NASCAR Fantasy predictions and post-race analysis videos, and we just started live streaming them, and then I was able to upload videos on my phone, but for whatever reason, I can't get it done on my laptop. It doesn't allow me to do it, even though I used to do it all the time, so I still don't know what that issue is exactly. Nor will I think, ever be able to figure out by myself. And I don't really know anybody that's like tech savvy that can help me out either, so that's a pain. I've tried asking a couple people at work, but they don't really know. They either, you know, told me to do the same things I've already done, or, you know, they don't really have the, like, information to give me more advice. So, kind of SOL for right now. I'll be vlogging again at Mid-Ohio tomorrow. I'm not going to have much time to really try to do something. I had to work today. I was working on it. I didn't even golf today. I skipped golfing to try and get it done and try to figure it out. And literally for about 3-4 hours, I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, well, we got to get this stream started by 9 o'clock at the very latest. And that's why we streamed at 9, even though I've been home since like 5:45. Working on it for a little over 3 hours, and I just can't figure it out. Like, I've tried everything I can think of and more. I've retried, you know, a couple times. I don't know if it's a YouTube problem or if it's, you know, the Filmora problem, which is the software I use to edit or anything, but I wouldn't think it's a Filmora problem, because if I even try to, you know, not edit it, you know, post all those, you know, synchronize at least those clips together in chronological order and not like do too much editing, it won't upload from, you know, any other device either, or any other software program for whatever reason too, which I tried downloading like 3 versions so I wasn't spending extra money on anything. It sucks because I'm spending $40 a month on this program, and it's great for editing. I love the software, but it just sucks that for whatever reason, the last month and a half, I haven't been able to actually upload videos. And I've contacted like a support system that they have on there, and like I've tried everything they tried telling me, and it just doesn't work. And I canceled the program after like a couple days of trying it. The last time I had an issue, I was like, oh, screw this, you know, I'm just gonna record everything from my phone. Well, now that I got a new camera that I love, great camera, great quality. There's no way to transfer that to my phone from the camera. I have to transport it to the computer, plus, you know, to edit it and everything, I have to do it on my computer, because there isn't really an app I found on my phone that's, you know, great with the editing, so I don't know. Number between stage 1 and change battery. Yep, will do. Halfway through stage 1 right now, 5 laps in, 5 laps to go. Still about a 1.5 lead down the main straightaway. 4-mile road course here at Road America. So I guess whenever I can figure it out, you'll be seeing 2 vlogs back to back, I guess, from this week at Mid-Ohio and last week from the Coke 600. I'll work on it every day. I don't think I'm going to skip a round of golf anymore, because I kind of stunk that I couldn't figure it out, and I missed a round of golf today, but I wanted to at least try again, even though I've tried before. I was up till like midnight last night after I streamed, even though I had to work today, trying to figure it out, because I couldn't sleep. Like, I just couldn't sleep over. I was like, there's got to be a way. And I stayed up like an extra hour and a half. I don't know. I've tried as much as I could. I can't just give up on it, because, you know, that's not going to be fair to you guys, for one, you know. For 2, I took all the footage. Yeah, I videotaped everything I could, you know, with the vlog. It's basically a waste of doing that, and a waste of time editing and everything if I can't get the video uploaded, so I'm not just going to give up on it. Gotta find a solution. Never give up. But plus, if I do give up, it's just going to be a waste of all this time that I've tried to put into it. It's probably something like stupid simple that I might have skipped over trying. I don't know. I think it can't be that difficult. I can't figure it out. Like I said, there's nobody I can really, like, talk to. I don't know anybody else that uses that, you know, software in person. I don't know anybody else that, you know, uploads YouTube videos regularly in person or anything. So, like, there's literally nobody I can talk to person. And the contact, you know, I can't contact YouTube, but I can contact, again, that software I did before with the text service, but it's over chat. Like, I want to physically talk to somebody, because I feel like that's going to be a lot easier to explain my problem. I could chat with somebody, And then like 20 minutes later, they send me, you know, maybe another solution. You know, and if I get to them on the weekend, I won't hear from them until the next business day. It's just a sucky situation. What's not a sucky situation is the fact that Keegan Schneider is leading here at Road America. Nearly 2 seconds ahead of Jeremy Clements, who again is holding off Harrison Burton for second place. Followed by Allgaier and Briscoe still inside the top 5. Schneider qualified 6th, but he's led every lap so far. After going from 6th to 1st on the initial start of the race, took it 3 wide into turn 1 for the lead. Dive bomb move. Clean pass, and I mean, he couldn't have done a better job right there. Michael Turner, Ethan, and R6, welcome to the stream. Second lead now. This is a comfortable gap though for Schneider. It's when they're all over his back bumpers where things start to get maybe a little tense, because the slightest mistake is going to allow for somebody to make a pass. A great corner. Great set of corners, really. Out to a 2.5 second lead as it continues to grow. 3 laps left, stage 1 at the line. Takes just over 2 minutes to get around this racetrack in the Xfinity Series. Again, 4-mile road course. Longest road course on the circuit in any of the top 3 series in NASCAR. No other 4-mile road course that they race on. Next closest, I guess, would have been Circuit of the Americas, which was about a 3.61 or 3.63 mile track. I think it was 3.61 with the configuration they use, at least. Qualifying time, again, was about a 209.6, essentially what he ran that last lap, but he has ran as fast as a 209.2 in this race already. Going to be seeing pit stops at the stage break as well. Schneider in position to get a playoff point here. Not going to look to give that up at all. We'll see if anybody is going to pit. Once Schneider hits that start-finish line this time by, pit road will close. With 2 laps to go in the stage. 9 people watching, 3 likes in the early going. Everybody hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. 3.61, yeah, that's what I thought. Daytona Road Course was also, yeah, you're right, another, oh, Daytona Road Course was 3.61, my bad. I got the 2 flip-flop. Nearly a 4-second lead. I mean, once Schneider pulled away, Clements isn't catching him. Who is Ben Schneider? I've seen him on YouTube. He does some NASCAR stuff too. No relation between the two of us. I think it's just a coincidence that we have the same last name. We're both highly intrigued by the sport of NASCAR. In all seriousness though, he's got some good videos on YouTube. I highly recommend checking his channel out if you haven't already. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Brock Beard with the way like he kind of orchestrates his videos. It's kind of a similar fashion. So if you're into Brock Beard, I think you should definitely check out Ben Schneider. But I think you should check him out anyway. I know of him, and that's about it. It'd be crazy if, like, after all this we were related. I don't know where he lives or anything. Like, I don't know where he's from, but it's just kind of a coincidence we have the same last name. And we both have NASCAR YouTube channels. Making sure you were related. Not that I know of, at least. I haven't seen him at a family reunion at all growing up, so I don't know 100%, but I'm assuming not. Have to go onto that, like, Ancestry.com or something. Then we'll know 100%, I guess. Or very near 100% if it's not 100% accurate. I've never used Ancestry.com, so I wouldn't know. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 1. They also have about nearly the same amount of subs. That is also a coincidence. Yeah, I haven't checked to see how many subscribers he has. He gets a lot more views on his videos. He definitely should have more subscribers. Again, he puts out some pretty interesting stuff. I haven't watched a whole lot of his stuff, but a couple videos I've watched kind of hooked me in. You always got to support the NASCAR YouTube community. Anytime I see somebody that uploads NASCAR YouTube videos and stuff, I try to subscribe, at least help them out. 1 subscribe at a time, because I know I'm on the journey too, and it can be a struggle for sure at the beginning, trying to reach out to new people, so anything I can do to help, I usually try my best. About a 5-second lead now on the final lap with about a half a lap to go in stage 1. This 99 car is hooked up. Schneider trying to go for his 15th career NASCAR Xfinity Series win tonight. Moving up the all-time leaderboard slowly but surely. And looking for win number 11 on the year. He's won back-to-back races coming into this one at Iowa and New Hampshire, both in dramatic fashion as well. Some dramatic road course racing already. Everything will get bunched back together. His pit crew is really fast too. So as long as he doesn't get any significant damage, which he has had an absolutely clean opening stage, made no mistakes on the racetrack, no contact with anybody despite a 3-wide start into turn 1. On a dive bomb move to take the lead, and that might be the move of the race if he never loses the lead, because again, track position means so much on these road courses. Tyler Burback, welcome on into the stream as well. Green-white checkered flag in the air. Keegan Schneider wins stage 1, his 15th stage win of the season. Unbelievable. Wait for everybody else inside the top 10 to cross that start-finish line. There you see the results of Stage 1 on the screen. Schneider again with the stage win, followed by Clements, Burton, Allgaier, Briscoe, the top 5. Cindric Ray Black Jr., Jones, Annette, and LeVay round out the top 10. Pit stops coming up right now. 4 fresh tires, topping off on fuel. And no damage to repair on this number 99 machine. We'll pause it to change out the controller. Did not forget. And I'll answer that question, by the way, Tyler, when I get back to the mic. So give me 1 quick second here. Alright, we're back. With a freshly charged controller now. Don't have to worry about any disconnecting issues. I think Hailie Deegan has been impressive in first year in trucks. I'd say she's underimpressed, considering where Todd Gilliland's at. Todd Gilliland's top 5 in points, at least going into the last race. I don't know if he's still top 5. Top 5 in points, he's got to win this season. And I know Hailie Deegan's a rookie versus Gilliland's had a few years in the truck series now, so obviously that could play a big difference. But as far as equipment goes, she's not top-tier equipment, but she's at least B-tier equipment. I think there's been certain tracks this year I felt she could have had a better run. She just needs to be more aggressive. We saw her be super aggressive in the then K&N series, and I felt like that helped her out. I mean, that's why she won 2 races. She was getting more consistent finishes up towards the front. And she needs to, pull out herself that she had a couple years ago. I feel like she's at that point now where she doesn't want to ruffle any feathers, and I understand that. I always praise people with clean racing. She takes care of her equipment, but I feel like there's that sense of fear that something may go wrong. Not like a fear of getting in a bad accident, not that kind of fear, but like a fear of ticking somebody off now that she's racing with adults, essentially, because before she was racing with people her age, under the age of 18 at the time, capping off at the age of 18. Now that she's racing with 20, 30, 40-year-old veterans of the sport, I feel like that aggression has kind of gone down. It's taken a huge back seat, and I'm not saying she should just be dumping people left and right, but I feel like the restarts are something in NASCAR nowadays, especially if you get into the Cup Series with how the aero is there with the current package, which granted, I know the package is going to change if she ever gets the Cup well before, it'll change next year with the next gen car, for instance, but she just needs to be more aggressive. I feel like she will get more consistent finishes because she's got talent. She doesn't have Ty Gibbs talent. Ty Gibbs is on a whole other level right now in the Xfinity Series, but she's got talent to at least get good, consistent finishes. I'm not saying she's going to win all the time, but in the Truck Series, she's got the talent to be a playoff driver consistently. Even in the equipment she's in now, she does. And the fact she's 15th in points, it is a little underwhelming. And she's quite a ways back from Carson Hosenbar. I was just looking this afternoon at points in all 3 series and kind of just seeing where everybody was at. And I think she's 80-something points back. So over a full race where she's basically going to have to win because there's only 5 races until the playoffs in the Truck Series now. So she's running out of time. She better put on a show at Knoxville. That's all I'm saying. And she knows how to get it done on dirt. She underperformed, and that was another race she underperformed in. Bristol on dirt. She was running 15th to 20th the whole race. And I was expecting her to, for sure, easily get a top 10. She just hasn't gotten that done yet. Now, she has looked better in the last 3 races, I will say that. So she's progressively getting better with more seat time. The races we've either seen practice or qualifying, or the races that she is going back to the track for the second time. Kansas, she went back for the second time, looked really good, finished 13th. Last week in Charlotte, practice and qualifying, she finished 13th. Was running in the top 10 for most of the day, scored stage points in stage 1. I can't remember if she got stage points in stage 2 or not. But she was right around there. And again, she was consistently 9th and 10th, deserved a better finish. That caution trapped her a lap down because she had already pitted. Just in the middle of green flag stops with that Johnny Sauter accident. So that derailed her of what was looking like it was going to be her first top 10. But Coda, again, even though it was in the rain, practice and qualifying leading up to it, and she ran well throughout most of the race. So give her another year for sure. Next year when we get practice and qualifying back, if she's running top 10 consistently like I know she can, at least in the Truck Series, expect her to be a different driver then. And if she starts getting more consistent finishes, maybe she starts being more aggressive. Maybe that's why she's not being aggressive, because she's running, at best, back half of the top 10. She's not really competing for wins. if she's competing for a win, maybe she'll be more aggressive. We'll just have to wait and see if that day ever comes. But everybody deserves at least 2 years whenever they quit. Yeah, especially, you know, when there's lack of practice and qualifying, you're a rookie, you're getting used to all these tracks for the first time. Definitely makes it difficult. And it's not like that just for her, it's like that for anybody. So anybody exceeding expectations exponentially because of that, like a Ty Gibbs, you know, props to you even more. Addison Ray, welcome to the stream. Schneider's led every lap in this race if you're just tuning in. 7 laps to go, stage 2 right now. He already won stage 1, again led every lap. Won the race off pit road during the stage break as well. Harrison Burt, the pole sitter, finished 3rd stage 1. Fell back to 3rd after the first couple turns of the opening lap. Just kind of stayed there, couldn't get around Clements. Did get around Clements on the restart in stage 2. He's in 2nd. He's been putting a lot more pressure on the 99 of Schneider. And that could be the difference maker right now. And somebody maybe being able to get around the 99 car. I mentioned Burton looked very fast. He won both sessions in qualifying, session 1 and session 2, top of the chart. So he's got a very fast race car. He's looking for his 2nd win of the season. Be a 2nd win in a 4-race stretch as well. Maybe trying to pick up the dominance he had from last season. But he's in the top 5 at points, so he's been consistent this year despite a rough start. Justin Allgaier, by the way, is in 3rd place, keeping up pace with Harrison Burton as well. Clements is back to 4th, and Chase Briscoe still rounds out the top 5. Cindric was in 6th at the end of stage 1. It has really been a track position game today. We haven't seen many passes, especially within the top 5. Dog Streamer, welcome to the stream as well. 6 laps to go, stage 2. So I'll be at the Mid-Ohio race this weekend. I plan on live streaming commentary for the Cup race at Sonoma on Sunday, only if I get home early enough. My sister's graduation is on Sunday. I don't know what time it is, so it's going to be on whether or not I'll get home. I should get home before the start of the race, but if I'm getting home like right as the race is starting, kind of that, then I'm not going to live stream it. Caution's out for the first time today, midway through stage 2 with 31 laps to go. Somewhere on the racetrack we have an incident. Ryan Seats is going to hit pit road. Tommy Joe Martins out of the race already. He had to start at the rear as well, so not a good weekend for Tommy Joe. We'll restart with 28 to go in the race. Schneider back out in front again, of course.
We're going green. Ready.
Green flag back in the air.
Green time out. Let's go.
Looks like Harrison Burton kind of spun the tires, getting through the gears. 3 laps left. Schneider quickly make sure he was going to pull down in front of him. See if anybody drives him deep into turn 1. Nobody really close enough to put that pressure on Schneider yet. Burton does hang on to 2nd, side by side for 3rd now, between Clements and Allgaier a little bit further back. Oh yeah, Michael, I didn't see your question, by the way. Yeah, I pretty much answered it. Though, definitely, if she doesn't improve with practice and and I mean, you can just the few races they've had practice and qualifying. Just the few races we've had practice and qualifying, especially for the truck series this year, they've had less practice and qualifying because, you know, there's some tracks that are new that they haven't gone to yet. The Cup Series did. Those are the races that Deegan's ran the best, except for Dirt Bristol. It's the only race that we've had practice and qualifying that she just didn't look good at all, really. So shocking, because I thought that was going to be her best one. So we'll see at Knoxville. I would assume they're going to have practice with it being a new track at Knoxville. I know new tracks for the Cup Series weekends are having practice and qualifying. I'm not sure if they're going to have practice and qualifying there. If they do, that's a flatter dirt track. That was similar to a flatter dirt track that she won at the Las Vegas Bull Ring back in her K&N days. So I think that's going to help her out more than the high bank dirt racetrack at Bristol earlier this year. 2 laps to go to the line. Keegan Schneider continues to lead. 2.5 now opened up on Harrison Burton. 3 seconds back to Allgaier, then 4.5 to Clements, 5 to Cindric. Cindric got around Briscoe on the restart. Caution midway through the stage. First caution for incident here tonight. It's a good thing that this 99 car has stayed clean all the way through this race as well. Remember, they have to reuse this chassis in the next race at Watkins Glen. So the least amount they can damage it, the faster it's going to be for that race. And he hasn't touched a thing. No driver, no wall. Hasn't gone off the course either. And he's led every lap. I mean, you couldn't have a more perfect race so far. Pit crew won him the race off pit road at the end of stage 1. We'll see if they can do that again here at the end of stage 2. These guys will have to make a stop at some point in time in the final stage, but it's not impossible. Schneider's on pace to maybe lead every lap here tonight, which would be highly, highly impressive. After the way that Mid-Ohio race ended for him earlier this year, this is a statement victory if he keeps up what he's doing right now. And yes, relaxed yellows are on for the road course races, always are. We did that with Heat 4, we're doing it with Heat 5 again. So easy for a car to go off the course on a road course. And I mean, just like with the actual NASCAR, they spin, they're out of the way on a road course, they'll stay green. No need to throw a full course yellow, majority of the time. When they're consistent, at least. But they do in real life, so that's why we have the relaxed yellows on all these road course races. We do see caution from time to time still, as we just saw moments ago. Final lap now, stage 1, 4 more miles. Sorry, stage 2 rather, 4 more miles now for Schneider to sweep the stages at Road America. That 16th stage win of the year. The second time he'd win 3 consecutive races this season as well if he goes to victory lane today. Still only 3 likes. We've had up to 11 people watching. 10 currently watching this one. Then hit that like button if you haven't already. Helps out getting the streams and videos recommended under other related NASCAR content on YouTube. Again, we get a couple laps into the run. Schneider just kind of pulls out to a comfortable lead, at least for himself. About 1 to 4 seconds. You know, he's not really pulling away a ton, but he's just way more consistent on the long run compared to everybody else behind him. And again, that clean air helps. He gets in dirty air, this car's going to handle completely different. Hopefully he never has to deal with that, for his sake at least. He'll be alright. Always run 50 on the stability for the road courses, because otherwise it's like driving on ice and I'm never going to make it to the end of the full race. So. And it's still like driving on ice when you're on old tires anyway, so it's for the better. It's for the racing quality. If anything, it makes the car a little tighter and slower though too, so it kind of balances out.
One back stage, way to go.
There we go. Stage 2 winner, Keegan Schneider, 16th stage win of the season. Just adding on to that total. 17 drivers already locked into the All-Star race, or it's almost half the field. It's about normal, like 14 to 18-ish is what we usually see. And then 3 guys get to race their way in, and got a fan vote too, so. Used to be 2 guys racing their way in, but the last few years it's been 3. Ever since the stages have been implemented, I believe it's been 3. Got some pit stops coming up right here, right now. Schneider's going to stay out of the pits. Ryan Sieg is going to stay out of the pits as well. So Schneider's going to continue to lead every lap in this one. Remember, Sieg pitted during that caution. He was the only driver to pit during the yellow, so he gets track position. He'll restart second. It's a 1 pit stop race regardless if he pitted or not, so Schneider's going to make sure he keeps the track position here. Did not want to lose that spot to Ryan Sieg. Continues to lead every lap. 22 laps to go at Road America. About 10 more laps of fuel. Everybody will have to pit to the end anyway. These guys are about 4 to 5 laps short. And on a 4-mile road course, you're never going to save that much fuel. Another great jump. Ryan Sieg's kind of holding everybody back as he hangs on to second place. This is going to allow Schneider to get out to a pretty decent gap. So now we're going to see what's going to matter more. Track position with the clean air, or is it going to be the fresher tires that the field has behind him? With the 3 caution laps we had during the lone caution for incident in stage 2. Only 6 lap fresher tires for everybody else, but that will make a difference, especially for these first 6 laps that we're going to run currently. It's out to a 2-second lead already. It's not going to close at all until anybody gets around C. And it just goes to show how hard it is to pass in these heavy stock cars on these road courses. EB Forever 85, welcome to the stream. I think the win Sonoma might shock you, but I'm taking Martin Truex Jr. That's not shocking. He's one of the favorites. He's won the last 2 races at Sonoma. He's won there 3 times in his career. So remember, he won there with Michael Waltrip Racing, his second career win back in 2012 as well. That's a good pick. I think I can only use Truex one more time on my fantasy team. I'm just kind of saving him at this point. I used him a lot early in the year. I mean, he was winning races. Why not? I think it's the same for Larson. Everybody else I can use a lot still, but I only have one more use for Larson and Truex. Apparently I used them both this weekend at Charlotte. So it was 2, but now it's down to 1. I'll be saving Larson for another day as well. I already know what track I'm going to use Larson again, so. Truex, not so much yet. We'll see. Sonoma would be a good track for it, but I don't want to use him too early. Save him. I feel confident about my fantasy team again this week. I've been moving up, though. I've had like 3 stellar weeks in a row. 5-second lead for Schneider on 6-lap older tires, but Harrison Burton a couple turns ago just finally got back around Ryan Sieg. So we're gonna see if Harrison Burton can close that gap on his fresher tires. Took about a lap and a half for those guys to get around the second place car of Sieg. Now they're going to be on the attack. Haiti, welcome to the stream. It's not going to be like driving on ice until we get into those final 30 laps of the stage. Or sorry, the final 30% on that left front. Right now it's at 46. It's still looking pretty good. I mean, he had 58% at the end of stage 2, so he's really been taking care of his tires as well as just dominating this race. Again, he's led every lap so far. on a very difficult road course to say the least. Alexis Ruiz, welcome to the stream. Ah, road courses, gotta love them. Indeed. 20 to go. We haven't alternated through the different camera angles yet, so we'll do that right now. Allgaier finally got around Sieg. He's about 8 seconds off the lead in third now. That's a little Sunday drive for the 99 crew. Driving manual. Yeah, I always drive manual. Doesn't matter what track, road course, oval. Definitely a lot of power under this Toyota Supra here tonight. And now we have a caution. With 20 laps to go, Harrison Burton's going to hit pit road from second place. Everybody else is going to stay out. Cesar Baccarello is going to hit pit road as well. But everybody, I mean everybody's going to stay out of the pits here. Going to be very interesting to say the least. How this is going to transpire to the end. Just our second caution for incident. Schneider continues to hold on to the lead. We'll restart with 17 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Everybody's bunched up closer to him though on those fresher tires. It was going to be close on fuel to pit right there, so that's probably why only 2 cars pitted, but they're willing to take the risk and maybe try to get a fuel mileage win.
Left side, clear all around there.
Schneider's definitely going to have a lot of pressure behind him now. There isn't a pit car in place like there was at the beginning of the stage. Little bobble wasn't real bad. I mean, that's as worse as we've seen it today, and that wasn't really bad at all. Went a little wider than what we wanted to, obviously, but I mean, we didn't really go off course. Not enough to say it was going to cost us anything. Which again is just saying a lot that the drivability of this race car has been there from the get-go. Could definitely go green in the finish, without a doubt. Definitely would not be shocking. And that puts Harrison Burton Cesar Baccarella in a pretty decent fuel mileage situation to maybe make it to the end. The problem is restarting behind all this traffic, Schneider having the clean air, can he build up enough of an advantage before he has to come into the pits if those guys make it to the end of fuel? We'll have to wait and see. Even with that caution, everybody else, again, will have to pit. They did not hit pit road during that yellow. Austin Cindric up to third. He's just kind of creeping his way forward. Any second, that left front's going to get down to 30%. It's going to be like driving on ice. There it goes. Now it's down to 30%. Schneider DNF back at Mid-Ohio earlier this year. Pretty significantly worn down tires. He's literally about to come to pit road that lap. Crashed out before he had the chance to make it back to pit road. It's a 4-mile road course, so the decision on when to pit's going to be even more crucial here than what it was at Mid-Ohio. How far he can push it on these older tires. Right now, he's still got just over a 1 second lead on Allgaier. Car doesn't feel like it's lost too much grip, not yet at least. Tires aren't really sliding out too much. For the moment, just give it time. Everybody else can go further on fuel than Schneider can as well. He's played the track position game from the start. And without a doubt, it seems to be working. He's led every single lap in this race, and we only have 15 more to go. At some point, he's going to have to surrender the lead if it goes green to the end, because again, he will have to pit even on fuel before anybody else will have to come down. A little skaty that time into turn 3. Locking those brakes down. Tires are definitely starting to slide a lot more this lap than what we've seen on any other lap up to this point. .3% now on that left front. He might just wait till he loses the lead before he brings it into the pits. Then try to hold these guys back as much as possible with the clean air. I mean, maybe we get our third caution of the race before he has to pit again. Easing back into the gas. Ooh. Yeah, it's time to bring it in. Oh man, Schneider still fishtailing off the final corner. And he'll finally lose the lead for the first time in this race. Off the final corner, he went out into the grass after he overcorrected the car. He was fishtailing with the rear tires and decided now was the best time to bring it into the pits. First lap he has not led all day, is with 14 laps to go at the line. He had a good run. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. He still is not, I mean, he's not hit anything this entire race. He did a great job not doing it right there. Similar to that incident that happened at Mid-Ohio, but that time he was able to save it. He's going to keep this race going. Kyle Button, welcome to the stream. Why hello to you too? 13.3 second stop.
Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
Schneider's going to come out well behind Harrison Burton, Cesar Baccarella. Baccarella is about 12 seconds ahead of him. Not sure how much further ahead Harrison Burton is than that. But now Schneider's got fresher tires. He's got some clean air for the moment until he catches the back of those lappers. This is the time he needs to eat away at that gap. And again, Burton and Baccarella might be good on fuel to the end. Schneider's good on fuel to the end for now, so it's time to push. We know Burton's got a fast race car. So it's really going to be who can get through the traffic the best. Ooh. Good thing you had that excess pavement out there. Using every square inch of it. Like Ross Chastain at Coda a couple weeks ago. Using all the asphalt. He's digging. Look at how close his cars are. He's getting about 4 seconds on McLaughlin this lap alone. It was 10 seconds at the line. Still got a few more turns yet. Hard braking zone still as well. Into that final corner. Should easily get by Baccarella, no problem. The real fight is going to be Harrison Burton and trying to find him through all this traffic. Wanted to downshift to second gear there early. It didn't downshift for me when I hit the button. Wonder how much that clean air is helping Justin Allgaier right now. Maybe he ends up leading himself in a great spot to win this race. Cycling through pits top. Schneider deep into the braking zone in turn 3 to pass not one but 2 cars. McLaughlin and Landon Castle. I mean, he's right behind Baccarella now. Been a few car lengths at least. Give him a couple more turns, he'll probably get around him. Looking to eat. Up into the next hard braking zone, he'll get around him easily. No battle right there. Now he's just got to find Harrison Burton somewhere in the thick of all this traffic. And he's also got to hope that he had a faster run than Justin Allgaier. That's the first contact he's made all day long was with Austin Hill. Oh, and into the kink, a place where probably shouldn't have tried to get alongside of him, but he was getting a little desperate. He'll make a little contact with Austin Hill right there as well. Oh, Hill bounces back into him now.
All right, you're clear there.
Oh, ran him off the racetrack. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream.
Still there. Clear to the right.
Quickly gets around Mike Harmon. A little physical there with Austin Hill.
Left side clear.
Shoots the gap to get around Joe Graff Jr. Joe Graff trying to side draft him back. Schneider with a block now. Stays in front of him. Hops in line now to draft off Fincham down the long main straightaway. 12 laps to go at Road America. Schneider's good to the end on fuel. Baccarella, Burton, they're going to be close. After pitting during that last caution, everybody else on the racetrack still has to make their final stop.
You got room. You're clear.
Burton's about 7.5 seconds ahead of Schneider. Schneider's just tearing through this field on these fresh tires. He's already back up to 25th. He was 10 seconds behind the 34th place car before he even got into this traffic, and he has just been slicing and dicing his way through. It's only 7.5 seconds roughly behind Burton now. It's also going to matter when those guys pit to give Burton that clean air, because once he gets the clean air, he might be better off. We saw the clean air matter for Schneider over tires for the rest of the field behind him. You have to think that might be the same. And that's as far as he's gone off track all day. Oh, and he definitely missed the braking zone. Again, it still wasn't. It could have been way worse. Might just be pushing a little too hard now in this final tire stint. He does have one more set of tires left to the end of this. Or, sorry, no, 2 more sets, because we didn't pit at the end of stage 2. Yeah, still 2 sets left. Definitely not going to use both of them. Highly doubt we're going to even use the one at this point. Oh, 57.5 seconds behind race leader Justin Allgaier. It's going to be interesting. Schneider tried to get through those guys as quick as he could. The only guy who struggled to get around was Austin Hill. Took him a few extra corners and they made contact a couple times too. Six and a half seconds now behind Burton. Burton puts another car in between him and Schneider as well. That would be Colby Howard. The best thing Schneider could do too, even if he can't get around Burton, is just get close to him, put pressure on him so he can't save fuel. Because he could be trying to do that through traffic currently, but once Schneider gets there, he's not going to be able to save anymore. He's going to have to push. On top of that, he's got about 5 lap older tires, which again, on a road course, especially a 4-mile road course like Road America, that means quite a significant difference. Schneider gets to the lead though, Justin Allgaier. And all those other guys, Cindric, who's right behind Allgaier, they're going to have fresher tires than Schneider to the end. So they could run him back down. That last lap, Allgaier was about a second quicker than Schneider. Get clean air. No traffic ahead of Allgaier, no pressure. Schneider, again, might be pushing the car a little too hard. Really going to have to see where those guys are going to cycle out. Harrison Burton's holding his own. Schneider gains every now and then. He's not losing any time to Burton. He's staying consistent. About 6 to 6.5 seconds behind him. Sends it into turn 3. He had to get around Colby Howard quickly and does. Burton's got about 4 seconds of the next car ahead of him, which would be Jeffrey Earnhardt in 22nd. 9 laps to go for the race leaders this time by. That's the thing, we get another caution. Then will those guys be able to make it on fuel that haven't pitted in this final stage yet? So everybody was about 4 to 5 laps short when we started the stage. We got a 3-lap caution already, so they're looking to be about 1 to 2 laps short. They're not going to save that here. Road America, they will have to pit, but we get another one. They might be able to make it, and if that's the case, that's going to hold Schneider all the way back in 24th. And then the strategy all of a sudden that helped them lead so many laps and win the first 2 stages and keeping that track position is ultimately going to cost them a shot at a top 10, let alone the win. So this thing definitely has to run green to the finish. Next 4 laps will alternate through the different camera angles one final time here today. Oh, we got trouble up ahead. We have a smoker down the main straightaway. Can't tell who it is. Schneider blows by. Timmy Hill was stuck behind him. That was Alex LeBay in the 36, I believe. And that costed Harrison Burton a ton of time. Jeffrey Earnhardt actually got back around him too, or at least to the side of him. And Burton all of a sudden is only about a second and a half ahead of Schneider. And he's side by side with Jeffrey Earnhardt. That's going to slow him down too. Man, they were going every bit of 50 miles an hour plus faster than him. It was a dangerous spot on the racetrack, but we stay green here at Road America. We are setting ourselves up for a wild finish for what has been a pretty calm race. Until that last restart when the strategy really started to take place here in this final stage. Great corner there through the kink. Allgaier still has not hit pit road. They're going to take that run as long as they can, because if they get a caution, they might be able to make it. Oh boy, Schneider deep into the corner. A little too deep. Catches a tad bit of the sand. Jeffrey Earnhardt gets back alongside of him.
You got room, you're clear.
He definitely overran the corner. He was coming in hot to the outside of Harrison Burton. Burton's right there. Burton struggling to get around Anthony Alfredo for 19th. Again, this is the race for the eventual lead. Perhaps. Depending on where everybody obviously cycles through. 8 more laps to go. Deep dive into turn 1. Looks low. Side by side with Harrison Burton. Drives it in deep into the next corner, trying to get around Harrison Burton, and does. All clear. That was a big pass. Now he's got to stay in front of him. He's got to get around Anthony Alfredo quickly so that way he can get it done. Schneider sends it into turn 3, and that's been his best passing zone on the racetrack. It seems like getting through this traffic as he blows right around Anthony Alfredo that time. Allgaier stays out of the pits another lap. Almost kind of getting scary. And we almost had that accident a lap ago down the longest straightaway of the racetrack. The fastest area of the racetrack. Probably could have warranted a yellow, but didn't, with it being a road course. And they're not going to make it. But the closer they get to the end, maybe they just go fuel only. They don't need to change tires. In that case, they'll definitely come out ahead of the 99. And Harrison Burton and all those guys. For sure.
Still there?
There's that massive run underneath Joe Nemechek. Side by side. I'm trying to side draft him now. Has to fall in line and draft behind him for a short minute. Ryan Sieg's on pit road.
Alright, you're clear then.
Center clears Nemechek from turn 1.
Still there?
That's around Riley Hurts now in turn 2. Drafts behind Chastain, trying to pick up that speed again. He's got a massive run too. Looks inside. Gonna try to send it on in on Brandon Brown as well. And Matt Mills. Wow, what a move!
Left side. Alright, you're clear then.
Past 3 cars. And that massive run in the draft behind Chastain, which helped him carry so much more speed into the corner, and he didn't really lock the brakes up and slide the tires too much. He gets around them all. And cleanly at that. He has done for most of the day. Most of these passes have been clean outside of Austin Hill.
Clear left.
It's around Haley now for 12. Guys still on the racetrack. 6 laps to go here at Road America. Looks like the entire top 11 still on the racetrack, not just Allgaier. Players open up at least 4 seconds now over Harrison Burton, at least, maybe more. Allgaier making his way on the main straightaway, and it looks like he's staying out of the pits again. 5 laps to go now at Road America. Also got to wonder if he gets to the white flag lap and a caution comes out for maybe somebody running out of fuel and getting ran into from behind, which could happen. Then we're going to be in a really, really unfortunate circumstance there, because caution on the last lap will end the race. Well, caution now, we're likely going to head to overtime, which these guys can save fuel under the yellow, but they're also going past the scheduled distance, so they might end up having to pit now anyway. So at this point, it's really not going to matter if we get a caution or if we get a go green. Either way, I'm thinking they're going to have to pit. We might see a couple guys maybe stay out and try to risk it. No, Harrison Burton. Schneider's going to have to. Unless he wants to pit for fresh tires as well. Track position worked out for him so well in those first two stages. You'd have to imagine, and even early in stage 3, you'd have to imagine it's going to happen again. Allgaier's just caught heavy lap traffic now in the middle of this current lap, which is problematic for him because that decent pace he was carrying now is going to start to slowly go away. Whatever time Schneider's lost to him trying to get through traffic, even on fresher tires, Allgaier's going to start to lose that, plus Allgaier's on older tires on top of it. Again, it's not even full stability either, it's only half. Full stability, I don't even know what that would be like. I just imagine you couldn't even turn the car with full stability. It's kind of wonky the way the cheat games are with it. Just makes the car harder to turn. It sticks to the racetrack, but you can't turn it. That left front tire is almost down to 30% already. There's still 4.5 laps to go. That's a little concerning for the 99. I mean, the tire's going to make it to the end, but we saw how sideways he was that last lap before he pitted. That's probably the most he's burnt the tires off the race car on a tire stent all day long. A lot of it is just trying to get through this traffic. Justin Allgaier in the pits, so is a lot of the leaders really. Jeremy Clement stays out another lap, 4 to go now for Clements, who leads his first lap of the race. Now only 3 different leaders. Schneider's going to be hanging on for dear life these final few laps of the race. Down to 29% on that left front again. He's too far back to pit and win the race that way. This is the big moment here. Is he going to cycle out ahead of everybody? There are a lot of drivers coming out of the pits right now. And they're going to cycle ahead of him. There's LeBay, so I guess it wasn't LeBay that was up in smoke earlier. Schneider does not cycle to the lead. That was a great job by Allgaier. Pitting when he did. He waited until he got to the lap traffic and then pitted. As soon as he lost that clean air, he only had to run less than a half a lap really in it. And now he's got fresher tires and about a 3.5 to 4 second advantage on Schneider. And that is where the track position game panned out for Justin Allgaier. We'll have to see where Clements and the rest of the cars ahead. I think Cindric's still got a pit as well. Ultimately, it just took Schneider too much time to get through the lap traffic. Well, it wasn't even lap traffic, it was lead lap traffic. And he's just in an absolutely dire situation. Clements is on pit road. They'll be coming to 3 laps to go this time, but that left front tire is down to 24%. He's already slowly starting to slide around. How much harder is he going to be able to push this race car without losing control? Ran it deep into that corner. Look at how much ground he was able to gain on Alex LeBay. Oh, he gets into the back of him.
Careful, still there. All right, he's waving you off to the front. He's pitting this time.
That's Ray Black Jr. who still has to pit right in front of the leader. Schneider gets around LeBay. Probably should have downshifted second a little earlier. That's going to allow Allgaier and Nat to kind of pull away from him down this long main straightaway. They will easily cycle ahead of Clements. Austin Cindric, who actually cycles out in front of everybody. So unbelievably, it's Austin Cindric who has the fastest pit stop. And he's about to hit lap traffic at some point in time here as well. That's going to pan out hugely. The problem is, drop it to second gear. the car's going to get even looser. So now it's a guessing game. Do I, do you downshift to second, do you downshift to third, do you downshift to second? It's going to be a lot worse for you. Really try not to slide the tires and go off course, because once it starts fishtailing, you're not going to catch it. He was lucky to catch it once. I don't think you can get that lucky a second time. See, I mean, look at the car just sliding right there. He's trying to get around another lapper. Oh, look at Schneider all over Michael Annette as he runs him wide. And that is a move for third. Schneider's getting aggressive. He has dominated this race on all facets until those green flag pit stops, and he just came out behind the top four. He's passed two of them now. So he is getting desperate, and he wants to win this race. We'll be coming to 2 laps to go. He's about 4.5 seconds behind Cindric, trying to close on older tires. It's really just all got to come down to, can he keep control of the car, first and foremost, and then second of all, can he get through the lap traffic well at all? About 3 seconds behind Cindric. 2 laps to go at the line. That's 8 miles around this road course. Schneider's getting a good draft now off Landon Castle, and he ran into the back of him. Pulled out a line too late. Cindric struggling in lap traffic, trying to get around Ross Chastain, and Allgaier and Schneider are closing in. Schneider down to first gear. He got really risky there, but he hangs on to it. Digging. Allgaier cannot get around the lap car right now either, and that's going to allow Schneider to get to second using Joe Graf Jr. as a pick. Try not to overcook the race car into the next corner. Oh, and he almost puts it in the wall. Trying to get back to the gas. He holds on to second. Cindric's being held up now by Jesse Little in the 4 car for JD Motorsports.
Go easy on the tires.
I mean, this is going to be an unbelievable job to come back and win this race for Schneider on these extremely old tires. I mean, he is just sliding around. He's just trying to hold on to this race car for dear life. At the same time, he is closing in on the leaders. Tire's going to make it to the end. We have about 1.5 laps to go. It's down to 12%. Cindric still caught behind. Jesse Little. Schneider sends it into the kink. Slide job, and he's trying to keep it on the race course, and here comes Cindric. Crosses him back over. Oh, what a move by Cindric. Schneider had him, but he slid just a little too wide. And he's trying to keep pace with the 22. And he actually gains a little bit in that corner. He's just got to keep the car straight now. Oh my goodness. Just about spun out again. Sends it into the final corner. He puts the bumper on Cindric. Oh, and he couldn't move him out of the way. Final lap of the race. This time by 4 more miles to decide the winner at Road America. Another lap car in front of Cindric. Should be the final lapper of the race. This could be the last chance for Schneider into turn 1. Cindric going to be able to get around the lap car. 3 wide to the inside into turn 1. Schneider somehow got through there cleanly underneath Fincham. Trying to stay underneath the 22 now of Austin Cindric into turn 2. Contact, and he runs the 22 wide, and he's in the lead. And now Cindric trying to get in the draft. We'll see if he'll get a run into 3. Schneider desperate for his 15th career win tonight. He's got to make sure not to overcook it. We'll see if Cindric uses the bumper back. He's got a good opportunity to. And Schneider now just has to keep control of the race car.
Easy on the tires, driver.
Good through one hairpin corner. We got a couple more still to go. Just cannot get back to the gas and through the shifts as quickly as Austin Cindric. Fourth gear is going to keep the car more stable, but it's going to be slow. Really trying to play with the shifter. Oh my goodness, drifting all the way through the corner. He's going to drift a little wide. Cindric's going to get back underneath him almost, but Schneider's able to block him. Into the kick now. This is where Cindric got around in the last lap.
Gotta take care of the tires.
Oh my goodness, barely keeps it on the racetrack. 4 more corners to go.
Clear.
Very high pressure, intense situation.
Left side. All right.
Cindric, is he going to use the bumper? Oh, he's going to get alongside Schneider, and he gets around him. 2 corners to go. Schneider doors Cindric back. He's desperately fighting for the win. 1 more turn to go. Can Cindric get around the 99 of Schneider? Schneider slides off of the final corner, and now Cindric's got to run down the straightaway. Schneider trying to block to the line, and Keegan Schneider on a last lap pass, beating and banging his way to victory at Road America. On extremely old tires, sliding around this racetrack for the final really 3 to 4 laps, is able to pull off just a miracle win. Now he just totals the car in the victory celebration, but that's besides the point. What a win. That's as aggressive as we've seen him this entire career mode. But that is what he had to do to win. Battling the best there is on the road courses in the Xfinity Series, perhaps in all of NASCAR. Redemption from Mid-Ohio. Career win number 15, 11th of the season. 3 in a row now. For the second time this season, he's won 3 consecutive. And he'll try to make it 4 at Watkins Glen tomorrow. Man, oh man. That was a nail-biter if you've ever seen one before. And another classic road course race on NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. The engine's totaled. We totaled the car. We accidentally nosed it into the wall when I started that burnout. I didn't have enough room on the straightaway. It's kind of tight with the pit wall where it's at, so I had to go down to turn 1 and finish the burnouts. Oh my goodness. Can't even make it back up the hill. Unbelievable. I don't know how I hung on to that race car. I don't know what the percentage was at the line. I know coming to the white flag it was at 12. Probably was down into the single digits at least. I don't think it was... we probably could have went 1 more lap without it blowing, but... I mean, just the fact that we were able to hang on with a car that was wanting to wreck those final 4 laps on old tires. But I guess in the end the strategy paid off. Barely. And we had to rough up Cindric to do it, but... I mean, if you're going to beat and bang and... If you're going to race like that, you're going to beat and bang, you better get the win, and Schneider got the win today. Gave it all he had. He dominated the race and just did not want to lose after leading all but the... I mean, he led every lap coming to 14 to go, and then he lost that track position. And that's what cycled him out of pit road in 5th, and he fought through the top 4. A little help from lap traffic, of course, but man, we'll take a look at the finishing results here. Schneider with the win. Cindric finishes 2nd. Allgaier 3rd. Alex LeMay 4th. Chase Briscoe rounds out the top 5. Good run for him. Jeremy Clements falls back to 6th late. He did lead 1 lap during the cycle in green flag stops there in the final 10 laps. Noah Gregson 7th. Michael Emmett 8th. Daniel Hemrick 9th. And Brandon Jones rounds out the top 10. 2 cautions per incident here today. 1 in Stage 2, 1 in Stage 3. 25 cars finished on the lead lap to the end. And 2 DNFs. Josh Williams was that driver that blew an engine there late. And Tommy Joe Martins brought out that caution Actually, no, it looked like he DNF'd a couple laps in. Looked like on lap 2 he DNF'd. Let's see here. Looks like Baccarella made it on fuel because he still finished on the lead lap, 25th, and Burton made it on fuel too, but those really old tires cost him some spots and finished 13th because he was on the pole earlier. He didn't lead any laps, but that strategy definitely did not play out. We had 3 strategies there at the end. Ours, barely worked, and then everybody else's was probably seemingly going to work. Cindric's, was on the strategy that most of the field was on, but then Burton and Baccarella were on the strategy of pitting during that last caution we had when nobody else did, so that's why there was 3 different strategies. But we were on a different strategy because we didn't pit at the end of stage 2, but we still made it on 1 stop, which I knew we could if we stretched as long as we could. Again, it worked out. Couldn't have worked out any better. Sweep of the stages and the race win. Look at all those playoff points already this year. Unbelievable. An 82-point lead over Chase Briscoe now for the regular season standings with just 5 races to go until the playoffs. Next race tomorrow night at Watkins Glen. Timmy Hill falls back in the standings 1 spot. Well, actually, he's technically still 24th because of the tiebreaker. Because he does have a win over Nemechek. I guess he's still 24th, but looks like he's going to lose some more points on the cutoff. No, he actually gains points because Tommy Joe Martin's DNF. I didn't see where Timmy Hill finished. I know he got caught behind Williams, who blew an engine there in the final 10 laps, but looked like he rallied to get a decent finish. So he's catching up in points slowly. That DNF with Martin's definitely helped him. He might need another one to help himself even more. But 68 points back. He was nearly 100 back. He's got 2 top 10s in the last 4 races. He's clawing. He's trying. That Talladega win to get him into the playoffs. There's Schneider in victory lane after just an absolutely wild finish to what was a calm race for about the first, but final 15 laps. Once Schneider made that green flag pit stop late, it was on from there. We knew that's where the real race was going to end up happening. It was on those final sequence of pit stops, and boy, did it shape out to be a good one. Tim Irvin, welcome on into the chat. Gregson had the fastest lap. He never led it all, but I guess he had the fastest lap. 2:08 lap time. That's what I mean. Schneider led all but 12 laps in this race. He wanted to go to victory lane. He led the first 32, and then he didn't lead again until the last lap. To get around Cindric there late. Timed it perfect. Tim, if you missed that finish, I highly recommend going back to watch it because it was crazy. And again, we'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the Xfinity race tomorrow. I'll be there live, so hopefully it's a good show. It's supposed to be about 86 degrees, I believe. Partly cloudy. Only like a 4% chance of rain, so not going to rain tomorrow. I want to go to a rain race sometime, but you'd also like to see them not race in the rain once on a road course, considering Daytona had rain and Coda had some sort of rain too. So, and the Roval last year also did. So last 3 road courses have had it. So I want to see a dry road course race here for the first time this season. We'll be seeing that for both the Xfinity and the Cup Series this weekend, and they'll be on different racetracks too. Getting that incentive bonus. Racking up the money. Oh my heart nearly stopped during that last lap. What a win by Keegan Shaw. Indeed. Mine nearly did too there, Jeremy. Jeremy had a good finish too. He finished 6th. I don't know if he could see it from where he was, but boy, if he did. I mean, by that tweet, it seemed like he did. Still undecided on whether or not I want to spend extra money. I really want to be competitive for the Cup Series. How awesome would it be to win the championship or rookie year in the Cup Series? Considering we're doing a full race on the career mode. For every race, it's going to be harder. Like, people have done it I'm sure, straight up on a shorter race, but it's a lot easier to do it there than in a long race where you have those long green flag runs. If you have the underfunded equipment, you're likely going to go a lap down, but I feel confident. I mean, we keep building this money up. We obviously got to win the championship this season, though, first and foremost, and if we can't do that, that's going to be problematic for us to even being able to get a full Cup Series in. So we'll see. In a NASCAR career mode with Ricky Bobby. All right. Watkins Glen, Dover, Daytona, next 3 races. I think we could definitely get 2 top 5s in there. Probably both in the next 2 races. So 82 laps at Watkins Glen tomorrow night. Again, will be the next race. We're not going to have... Well, we had such a clean race all the way through. Like, outside of Austin Hill, as far as the lap cars, didn't make any contact with anybody until Cindric in those final... 2 laps of the race, and we roughed up the car just enough to where it looks like instead of a 95, 95, 95, it's going to be an 87, 85, and 86. So definitely going to be lacking there, but we got the win at Road America at least. I'll try to do what I can at Watkins Glen, but we're not going to have as fast of a race car. And obviously we had a really fast car at Road America. We led all but 12 laps. Probably the highest percentage of laps we've led in a single race in the career mode yet. Especially in the Xfinity Series. So our Dover chassis is already maxed out. I'll get this one maxed out while we're waiting as well. This short track chassis worked on also. Not career season mode. And made his cars from the movies. Custom Car Garage, gotcha. Alright, I think we've gone through everything. Where does that win put us now? 5.8 average finish, that's what I wanted to check. And with all those laps led tonight, we now have led all but 10 to get to 1,000 in our career. And we're 222 laps away from leading 1,000 on the season. And we only led 212 laps all of last year, 778 this season. Only had 4 wins last season. As a whole, 11 already this year, 15 top 5s, 17 top 10s. Championship favorite, to say the least, and especially if we win that regular season title, adding it possible 15 more playoff points onto it. 15 career wins now in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And looking to climb up that leaderboard even more. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow night at Watkins Glen here on NASCAR Heat 5 for the career mode for the Xfinity Series. And yeah, that's got to wrap it up. I don't know how you couldn't hit that like button or subscribe after the finish to that race, but definitely do so if you haven't already. And if you're new, we have daily NASCAR content on the channel. I'll still go to work on that vlog for the Charlotte Roval. I'll try to get to the bottom of it. It's going to be hard with going to the race tomorrow. I'm going to be pretty busy, and then my sister's graduation on Sunday, and on top of the live stream we'll have on Sunday too. So might not be till Monday if I even get to the bottom of it. It might be a couple weeks, who knows? But again, the video's ready to go. Just got to figure out how to upload it without the error popping up on it. So thanks everybody. I'll get to work on that, and have a good rest of your night.